47 threes. The number was 40, 32 assists, 31 sprays. A team that turns you over, only 10 turnovers. There's a lot of good. We're gonna do some learning defensively. We still gotta keep growing, but it's always goodwill while you're learning if you can win ball games. And tonight we were able to do that. Again, super proud of the way that the guys fought, gave up the lead, and then challenged them again, and they responded, which is, like, for me, super big time.
Doug, first of all, is De'Aaron all right after the big fall?
I mean, I'm not sure. I hope so. Yeah, those are just tough things. I mean, we're out there battling. It's part of what we do, and you never want to see a player, especially at his caliber, playing the way that he's playing. That it's super unfortunate. But I'm not sure yet. You know, just somebody who did it. Like, adrenaline is one thing. Sleeping, waking up in the morning is something totally different. Yeah.
And your team showed some fight tonight that, you know, whether it was that situation or earlier in the game, just how big is that they're showing that?
I mean, that's what I want, but that's also what I expect out of them. It's like, listen, we're gonna have bad plays, we're gonna have bad runs, I might, you know, whatever goes on in there. But the one thing that we're going to continue to do is fight until the very end. Like, that is really, it's the only chance that you have in this league, is that you continue to play really hard at a high level for as long as you possibly can, regardless of the calls, regardless of the opponent hitting shots, get it back in and right back at them. Now we have to do that with some pace and understanding of time and score, and trying to not only keep a lead but extend the lead. There's some things, like, we'll continue to grow there, but the fight was super high level, super high level.
You mentioned 43-point attempts kind of being the mark you're looking for. You had 13 attempts just between DeMar and Vilmas. Curious with those two guys specifically, you know, 3 maybe not being a large part of their shot profile. What's your messaging to them on how aggressive they should be there?
Like, I'm not saying don't shoot the basketball. I mean, like, if we miss a couple, you probably want to drive to the hole a couple times and find a rhythm, then collapse the defense, kick it back out, and shoot it again. I'm okay with that. The number for me is 40. That's, I don't know how we get there, don't really care how we get there. Like, we want our best players shooting the ball, obviously, but the spray, playing off to, getting in the paint, collapsing the defense, finding your teammates, there's energy in that. There's a selflessness in that that's contagious, and when you do it, the shot is more likely to go in than it, you know, you're dribbling and you're pounding and then you pull up. And that happens sometimes. Like, listen, we got guys who can do that, and they can just go get a bucket, but we want to play team basketball, and that's what you do. You share the rock, and it might not be for you. You might collapse the defense so somebody else gets money.
Doug, a trait of this team seems to be when one guy is on, everybody is on it. Or at the same time, if one guy is struggling, then everybody seems to be struggling. What is it about the cohesiveness of this group and how they all seem to impact and feed off of each other?
It's something that I think the negative part, if I guess negative, whatever, bad part that you just said is the struggle. But the good part is what I focus on. Like, we are about joy for us and taking it from the opponent. And that's what we want to do. And that's what we want to focus on. Mistakes are made. Don't look over here. Keep playing. Like, play through the mistakes. It happens. This game is actually about who makes the least amount of mistakes. So if they're gonna get made, it's like not a big deal. Like, if it's super big, like, there'll be a timeout and we'll talk about it. But the point is, you continue to fight, you continue to play to the next play with speed, aggressiveness, downhill, and looking to take joy.
Doug, you guys got off to a hot start tonight, something that hasn't really been super common this season for the Kings. What did you see in the first quarter? Was it just shots were falling in the first quarter, or did you see something specific that you liked from the guys getting off to that quick start?
I would say more than anything, like the sprays, the ability to get inside, collapse defense, not take that extra dribble, get off of it, and then the pass is on time, on target. I care enough about my teammate to make sure that I pass him a ball that allows him to shoot it and take advantage of the advantage that was created. And that's what I saw in that moment. And we kept on and kept on. And then there's times where it goes away a little bit. And you gotta give them credit too, because their job is to not allow us to do that. So hats off, that's a really good ball club. They play extremely hard and they play the right way. So you had to know that was gonna happen, but what are you gonna do when it happens? And I think that our response to that is what I'm probably most excited and proud about.
Doug, you guys get Devin finally tonight.
Yeah.
He only takes 3 shots, but grabs rebounds, dishing out a couple of assists. He was pretty active on the defensive end. What did you make of his brief? It was only brief, but what did you make of it? And just the overall feeling to finally get him out there?
Yeah, super positive and excited for what I saw from him, like flying in, getting rebounds. That's like a wide receiver who's super rangy and has got a crazy catch radius, you know, like he's in there and he doesn't, he's going to get it. And then that starts a break. His defense, you know, I thought, you know, there's times where like he was outrunning his feet for a second, you know, but that's to be expected as you trying to gain your ground in the NBA. But super excited for what I see out of him. And I just love his compete level. His compete level is super high. And when he walked by me, I just looked him in the eyes and just said, go have fun, kid. You know, like that's really what it's about. Don't worry about messing up and all that stuff because it's gonna happen. You have fun and play at a high level with these great players that you're playing with.
Doug, big game for Malik tonight, 11 in the fourth, with some real big shots at a key stretch in the game there. What can you say about his performance and just how infectious his energy is on the rest of the group?
You know, Malik is, that's who he is, man. He's a fantastic player. I'm gonna go back, he's gonna make some mistakes, but that's okay because the greatness is gonna outweigh that. His aggressiveness, and one thing I know about him, he's not gonna shrink in a moment. He's gonna let it fly and he's gonna live and he's gonna look at me and be like, yo, and I'm gonna say, my man, do it again. And he's not scared of the moment. And I think his teammates feel that as well. They have a respect for Malik and he just continues to grow in front of our eyes. And I'm blessed to be his coach and watch him along this journey. Yeah, thank you guys.